What's good? What's good, homies? It's your man, King Ray Ray, back up in the joint again. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. Let's give people a few minutes to get up in the joint. Crazy things going on out here in the world, man. Real crazy. As a matter of fact, let's give the people a few minutes to get in here, man, before I get into this topic, man. It's crazy things, man, going on in the world today, man. I just can't believe some of the things that we hear about, man. It's crazy out here. I mean, it's real crazy out here. But we gonna check it out. The main thing, man, is we got to keep in mind that a lot of these cats are growing up in environments or coming up in environments, man, where they're just not aware of what takes place in this industry. And it seems to be the child stars, man. So, troubled actress Orlando Brown from, That's So Raven. And I think I can't remember the other show. He was always on another show as well, man. Actually, man, wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, man. But he says, man, Nick Cannon gave him brain while Nick was in a dress. He said the brother gave him brain while he was in a dress. So in other words, now we can't say this is too far fetched. If you recall, maybe a couple of years ago, Young Jock was caught out on a date with a dude, and Young Jock was in a dress out in public, talking about he lost a bet. Yeah, he lost a bet that if he lose, he gonna have to come out in public with his boyfriend dressed like he dressed when he in the house. Now, if Young Jock could come outside like that, I did say actress. I'm gonna leave it up there too. Yo, I'm gonna leave that up there, man. I'm gonna leave that up there. I gotta leave it up there, man. Yo, I didn't do that intentionally, man. I didn't mean to put actress, but I'm gonna leave it up there anyway. So I mean, but you look at that picture, man, it look like an actress to me. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. And this is something y'all know in y'all real lives. In your real lives, you know this. What man have you ever heard these type of rumors come up about? And there was no truth to them. Think about that. In your real life, what real man do you know that these rumors came up out of the blue? See, yeah, people say it all the time, man, that dude there, man, he don't never want to go with us get no women. He must not like women. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about somebody comes out and said, hey, I've been with that dude right there before. In any intimate way. When have you ever seen that happen in your real life? I mean, you can say, I tell you what, we already know what he said. I'm gonna read Nick Cannon's response to y'all. This is his response. Quote, when I first saw this, I thought it was effing hilarious. But then after putting a little cognitive effort and analytical thought to the situation, I figured what a great opportunity for a teachable moment. First off, let me say I'm praying for the young brother Orlando, even though I don't really know him personally. I have always loved and enjoyed his talent and have been a fan of his past work. He was effing brilliant in Major Pain and had us all laughing on That So Raven. But this is another crucial example of when we allow our young artists to be prematurely exposed by this demonic business and left out to fend for themselves. We need better support systems for our youth and take care of our own. I watched various of this young brother's videos and all I see is a crowd for help. So I don't know if there are any real leaders or solid individuals in this young man's life. But let's embrace him and tighten him up so he doesn't become another lost victim to these Hollywood circumstances. I indeed believe this brother has the God-given talent to be on Wild and Out, but this definitely ain't the way to audition. This actually hurts my heart to see that we have allowed Orlando, along with various other young gifted performers we grew up loving, to just dwindle away after these corporations made their billions off of them. Now, due to substance abuse and diagnosed psychiatric disorders, our loved ones are now aimlessly begging for the attention they were once given, instead of the help they actually need. All while we sit back and just laugh. The most irresponsible parties involved in all of this is our media, specifically the culturally conscious. For us to continue to post slander and tear one another down for clickbait to make these white supremacy propagated platforms more money is asinine and deplorable. These cannibalistic tactics only destroy us. Really, in a post like this, who wins? We might chuckle, joke, pass the gossip on through our low frequency vibrations, but does it truly make you feel good? Especially knowing that there are higher powers looking down at you. So I hold at our heart, at Complex, at World Star accountable. Now, that was a very well-rounded, well thought out response. It really was. Got to give him that. Wasn't a bad response at all. Pretty decent response. But let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Can we say beyond a shadow of a doubt that any of us would be surprised if this was true about Nick? Were any of us surprised when Tank came out and said he's performed oral sex twice on a couple of guys and it didn't make him gay? Were any of us surprised to see Young Jock out in public in a dress, on a date with a dude in a dress? Nigga had on a full body dress with no shirt on up under it. Were any of us surprised to see Young Thug out on an album cover with a Mary Poppins dress on? Now I ask you this. How can we all say that this industry is tainted? As this brother just said, we know that you don't get to a certain level in this particular entertainment industry without crossing some I's and dotting some T's. I said that the way I meant it. Crossing some I's and dotting some T's. But Nick is very successful. Matter of fact, Nickelodeon is Nick's platform. Nickelodeon is a Nick's thing. You get it? Nickelodeon. The boy paper long. Real long. So what sacrifices has he had to make to get to that point? Who knows? But why Nick Cannon? Out of all the guys that this man could have called, why Nick Cannon? Because he wanted to get on Wild and Out? Really, because he wanted to get on Wild and Out. See, what we got to do is this, man. We do have to address the fact that this young man has severe mental issues. There's also another issue, man, and I won't do a separate piece on this, man, because, I just incorporated in this. Delonte West, former Cleveland Cavalier, who, had this thing with him and LeBron because he was dating LeBron's mom when LeBron was young. There's a video of this cat catching a beat down, then sitting on the curb, bloody and battered, in handcuffs, while the police try to get his side of the story. That brother's homeless, roaming the street aimlessly, out of his damn mind. Out of his mind. So what's going to happen with Delonte West? Now, I will say this in that entire piece, and take this for what it's worth. It may mean nothing, it may mean something. In that entire long explanation, not once did Nick deny the accusations. He just attempted to make the kid seem crazy. But he didn't deny the accusations. And we do know that there's a strong Baphomet energy in that industry. I've heard documentaries where a bunch of child stars, Macaulay Culkin, River Phoenix, some of these guys end up killing themselves because they couldn't deal with it. Why do you think all these rap guys stay so medicated all the time? It takes a medicated mind to be able to come to grips with some of the things you have to do in that particular industry. You understand? And I know cats in that industry. I'm talking about deep in that industry on a multimillionaire level. I know them personally. I'm talking about personally sitting in a crib with them and chop it up personally. And some of the stories that you hear, I won't repeat them here because, hell, they won't repeat them in public. But some of the stories that you hear, man, about some of the things they seen. Let's go back and talk about Cat Williams. You remember Cat Williams had a stand-up, man? This was when he was still bubbling. He was still popping. He had a stand-up, man, where he said he went into one of the Hollywood parties, said he finally let him in one, say he passed by a door and said, wait a minute, is that Professor Ogilvy in there? They've been shutting Cat down ever since. So let's not get in our feelings and try to defend anyone who's in that industry because we know some of the things that take place in that industry. I don't know Nick Cannon personally, nor do I know Orlando Brown personally. But I do know that it's mighty weird that out of all the names he could have called, he called Nick Cannon's name. Now, of course, we can think now, because Nick said so, he didn't even say that the guy was auditioning for Wildin' Out. He conveniently said he's talented enough for Wilding Out. But this isn't the way to get your audition. You know how many people are gonna run with that and say he did this because he wants to be on Wildin' Out? Let me tell you something that I know about crazy people and drunk folks. They gonna say what the hell is on their mind. They may babble sometimes, but they gonna say what's on their mind. And we really can't even say that this isn't true. Because to be perfectly honest with you, we can't say it's not true. We can't say it is true. All we know is there's a young actor who's saying that Nick Cannon gave him brain while dressed in a dress. Just think about the outlandish nature of that. I understand somebody making up a rumor about somebody, but man, giving you brain while in a dress? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Yeah, I mean, it could have been 50M paying him. Could have been. My thing is this. There's two sides to every story. And the side to this story, the only sides we have to this story now is that this accusation and Nick's response. We could go into all types of what ifs and possibilities and all of that, man. It's possible that this is from M and 50. Possible. Because 50 did just tell M to stop responding, to not respond to the cat anymore. So, yeah, I guess this could be it. But it's mighty ironic. And this is the thing. Just because M and 50 may have paid him, that still don't mean that he's telling a lie. That just means they might have paid him to tell the truth. My thing is this. I hope it's not true, man. Because Nick is a guy who's made some moves in that particular industry, man, that are great. You know what I'm saying? He made some power moves in that industry. But we can't overlook the fact that a lot of men in that industry have tendencies to wear female clothes, have tendency to have female mannerisms under the guise of joking, talk like females, snap their fingers like females, walk and switch like females, and act like females for the sake of pulling off a joke. But we also know that we've seen a whole lot of our brothers in Hollywood on screen in dresses. We watch Blade, Wesley Snipes, Blade. Man, Blade was one of the coldest movies I ever seen, man. Here we got a black superhero, man, that can't really be killed, that's killing vampires. Cold movie. Boy was in Tu Wong Fu, not in a dress. Nigga was in drag. Did a movie in drag. For the most part, he was in drag. For a great portion of the movie. Martin Lawrence, Martin, one of the greatest shows ever. One of the greatest shows ever. One of his most popular characters was him dressed up like a chick. Shanae. Then he does 2 movies. He does a movie and a sequel, Big Mama's House. And the little cat who was in there with him, man, I saw him on the interview, man. He said, man, the worst thing he ever did was wear the dress. He said when he wore the dress, his money got strong and the rest of his life went down the tubes. Eddie Murphy. We've seen Eddie Murphy play multiple women. The boy played his mama and his grandmama in a movie. Multiple movies. So let's not act as if seeing a man in Hollywood in a dress is a weird thing. And my thing is this. If you wear a dress, your energy is going to become feminine. God will not bless you with masculine energy while your ass got on a dress. So who knows what you'll do? Who knows what you'll do when you're in a dress? Tracy Morgan, The Longest Yard. When you think about it, man, and you know, and this is the thing, bro. I see Dark Force, you keep saying lies can be deadly, bro, but I'm going to be honest with you. I just feel like this. I don't know if you know Nick personally. If you do, then I'm with you. But I just know this. There's enough thing happening in Hollywood for me to not brush this under the rug and say it's just not possible. Or, I mean, this is my thing. I don't need proof one way or the other. Because I frankly don't care if it's true or not. It don't do nothing for me if it's true or not. I could care less, to be perfectly honest with you. But I just think it's a weird dynamic that somebody comes out and says something and, you know, we can shun it and say, man, the guy's crazy. Hey, man, I've been around crazy people my whole life. But I'm going to be honest with you, some of the realest game I ever got came from crazy folks. That's real. Some of the realest game I ever got came from folks, man, that, you know, had some issues from either playing football or being in a war, you know, or something like that. My thing is this right here, man. There is nothing about this industry that makes me doubt that this is possible. And the fact that it's said makes it even more possible. See, me, I think it makes it more likely just because it's been said. When you think about it, man, there ain't a whole lot of lies going on in that industry from one actor or one entertainer to another. It's all public stuff. It's all the media outlets that are creating the energy. This cat was on the video and said this out his own mouth. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've like Instinctive said, man, I've listened to this cat talk, and when he talking, the boy got a lot of sense. He may have some mental issues, but he got a lot of sense. He may have some struggles, but he got a lot of sense. So it ain't like we talking about a retard right here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about a retard. We talking about a cat that we talking about a troubled cat. He is far from Delonte West getting beat up on the side of the curb, man, looking like a bum. And that's the reality of it, man. Listen, even The Rock, even Dwayne Johnson were dressed up like a damn tooth fairy. Not a man tooth fairy. The boy had on tights and leotards with wings on. The boy was dressed like a real live tooth fairy, like a girl tooth fairy in a movie. You can't get to a certain level unless you buy in. So when you look at the level of success Nick has attained, you can't say that this is highly unlikely, because you have to jump through some hoops if you want to attain a certain level of success on a major level in that industry. Not everybody comes in and does it like P. Everybody can't come in and do it like P and Lil J and Luke Skywalker. Everybody can't come in and do it like that. Easy E. Everybody can't come in and just do it like that. Some people, most people, had to come in and buy into the program. You know, the bottom line is this, brothers. I think this is this says a lot about the state of the industry, and it also says a lot about the mental state of Orlando Brown. Because my thing is, even if this is true, what's the purpose in coming out and saying it in public? See, I think that's the part that's crazy. The part that makes him crazy is that he just comes out and says it in public. See, my thing, and let me tell you what Orlando Brown's problem is. He's struggling with his sexuality. Obviously, he's struggling with his sexuality. Tank is another man who's struggling with his sexuality. And I think, yeah, it sounds crazy for him to say this, but I think this man's only mental problem is that he's struggling with his sexuality. He wants to be someone that he can't be in this particular industry, but not unbeknownst to him, he could probably be that in this. Man, listen, man, Ving Rhames played a whole drag queen in a movie called Holiday Hearts back in the day. See, I be doing my research, man. He played a drag queen for the whole movie, man, in a movie called Holiday. And I imagine Ving Rhames, man, trying to look feminine. He looked like Ving Rhames with a wig on. But he had a whole movie. So when you think about it, now we talking about Melvin. We talking about the same Melvin. So you got no difference between guns and butter, baby. The same thing, brother. My thing is this, man. When you say something like this, it's almost like you had to blurt it out and get it off your chest. And I just know, man, that there's a, with what's been going on lately, man, in this industry, man, I just don't know about this one, man. I do believe, man, that this young brother needs some help, man. I do believe that this cat needs some help, man. And I truly believe that if he doesn't get it soon, something's gonna happen to him. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this is probably the type of thing that's gonna get him touched. He's probably gonna get touched behind this. He's already out there. This one made him seem real crazy. So, I guarantee he's probably gonna get touched behind this. I wouldn't be surprised if he got touched behind this, brothers. And that's real. I truly believe, man. I think Michael Jai White is another one, man. Michael Jai White is another one, man. I don't think he's been in any funny. He ain't been involved in no funny business either, man. That's a great point, CD. Grown-ups pretending and acting is funny. Yeah, man, it is. It's funny in its own right. So you got to keep this up, man. You got to keep this in mind, brothers. The days where we can look at something and say, man, no, they're just talking crazy. They're just an accusation. It's but we beyond that point. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen, Don. Accidental overdose. Yep, they're gonna find him in the hotel, laid up somewhere, out. OD. That's what's gonna happen, man. And the thing is, they're not gonna even do it. They're not gonna even do an autopsy on it. They're gonna already have it set up, man. Where the story gonna come out. They found him. Bam. That's it. Drop him off to his folks, man. Let his folks put him in the ground. Force his folks to cremate him. So now with that Bobby Valentino thing, man, I truly believe Bobby Valentino got jammed up. I think he thought, man, he was going to the crib with a chick. I truly believe that. Cause come to find out, that trainer owner was mad cause Bobby B wasn't breaking bread. You know what I'm saying? Now he'll get ready to trick off on a chick. He thought he was tricking off on a chick. Once he realized, man, that he wasn't dealing with a chick, man, he wasn't finna break no bread. He was ready to bounce. He was like, "No, I'm good." He might have even got some brain, but when it was time to get it in, he realized that this wasn't no chick. He wasn't gonna pay. So he got put on blast because he wasn't gonna break bread. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I give him benefit of the doubt. Because now I don't give him benefit of the doubt for being a trick. That's what happens when you're a trick. Especially in Atlanta. You don't know what you're getting when you trick off in Atlanta. Yeah. But look, Trip, that's a great point. Look how Heath Ledger blew up after Brokeback Mountain. Then look how Heath Ledger killed him damn self. You see what I'm saying? These are the type of things we have to think about, man. So I just wanted to touch on this topic right quick, man. I ain't want to stay on it too long, man. Just come in and leave it up. Something for y'all to listen to, man. So we going to head on out of here, man. I'm going to leave it up for the playback. Appreciate it, man. Golden Child, SJ3. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.